So can you quickly fill in your name? And so I think like all this aspect that you're seeing, I'm going to use a pen here as well. So you can, the one that I'm highlighting, I really want you to fill that up very quickly. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes for doing that. If it's already done, that's great. We keep moving. So here you see an objective. So the objective can be applying for admission to whichever program it is and so on. So let's see that how do I write it. So I'm going to just quickly help you guys and then write with you on this. So that we get started, right? So let's look at this. See, my favorite Harry Potter is one of the favorite characters of all time. So that's going to be there. And of course, filling this up with. All right, so this part is fairly straightforward. Sometimes if you want more space, what you do is you just push these things up and down, right? So I think it's fairly straightforward. I can just move on, right? So if I can move on, you can just probably type in or just show me a thumbs up. That's great. And I'll keep moving on. See, if an engineering student is looking for an MIM, that's what I said. Anybody, whether you're an engineering student or an art student or a humanities student or whatever, you will start from the CV, which is what I'm showing you today. And from that, you'll get the one-page resume, even whether it's an MIM or MEM or MBA for that matter. This is how we work. All right. So don't worry. So from the CV, it will be very easy for you to get a one-page resume. And that's another handout that's also shared with you on how to do it. And of course, we'll be there to help you with it. So typically you're going to be applying for, I don't know, like, so for, I will say psychology. So why not? Today, my program is psychology. And so at the University of Hogwarts, okay, for fall 20, most of you guys are going for fall 2022. So that's something that we're going to write. So after this, after you've written this, you don't need all this. These are all the instructions given to you. So you can delete this. So we are all done with that. Excellent. So that's it. And then what happens is, so please read this. The dates have to be right aligned and then maintains consistency throughout and all that, right? Excellent. So now we move to the education section. So let's say that Harry Potter had a BE in I don't know. So anyone want to suggest a program for me? Okay, fine. Aerospace. There we go. So he had a BE in aerospace engineering. Okay, from the ABC College. So he was from an IIT, let's say, and then he's probably from Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, for instance, and then he had a CGPA of such and such once, and then he is graduating in the next year, so which is going to be May of 2022. And because you guys are graduating at that time, you're putting that thing, right? So this, if you can just see my screen right now, and then look at the ones that I'm highlighting here. So the star is represents that you're yet to graduate. Okay. Similarly, you can go ahead and then write all the Hogwarts schools and blah blah blah. Sometimes city is good, but not needed all the time. So you can just write it like this, and talk about. So let's say that in Hogwarts they were originally giving. So if you want, you can give the city, but otherwise not needed. And then here you can also say that let's assume that it was a percentage. So it is like 85 percentage. Okay, and then here again, so we are talking about probably this guy graduated in May of 2017, I believe, right? And then this will be May of 2016, right? 4 years. No, 20 yeah, 18, 19, 20. No, yes, it'll be like 18, right? If they want to have graduated, is that right? And then 2016 maybe, right? And so here I can again say this is something that is let's say CGPA again. So the CGPA is 7, and then so if I'm writing 7.2, I probably write a 10.2. Okay, so and if I write two digits, so let's say he's got an 8.91, then I write like this. So these are basic small things which are very simple, but many people sometimes make an error over there. So I hope yeah, thanks. It's like 18 and 16, no? Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks. That's excellent. So yeah, this is very simple. So majority of the times, it looks very simple, But I'll tell you where people make errors. So people typically make errors in writing their full like what is your bachelor's degree. So sometimes you might want to even say Bachelor of Engineering in Aerospace Engineering or something like that. Especially if you have something like BCom, so don't write BCom, right? You might want to say Bachelor of Commerce and so on, and accordingly. So this will be as per what is there in your mark sheets, as per what is there, and so on. So then see, here's one interesting thing. So if you are, let's say this person Harry Potter was a person who was um, had like was in the top this one, so you can just call it like this, in the top 20 out of 50 students, right? So we can also write it like this, out of 50. So you can write it like this, and you can just write it in italics over here. I hope you guys are with me so far. All right. So yeah, if most of you are already done, that's great. Just want to make sure that the others are catching up and are at the same level as well. Sometimes you can write it this way, or sometimes you can write it in the this is a way of writing it, and then other times you can also write it as or you can just write it as in the top 10th percentile, sorry, 90th percentile or 99th percentile or something like this. So this is also something that we can write. So depending on what it was, or you can also say like holder of, rank holder of so much and so on. So these are things that you can write. So again, sometimes you can talk about your university also. When do you talk about your university? When your university is bigger than your college. So example, you might be from an XYZ college, but your university is well known. Okay, so at that time you might want to also use your university. So for example, you can say IIT Kanpur from, you can just probably put it and say that ABC University. I'm just making it up, guys. Don't you obviously know that IIT is not belonging to any university at this point, but yeah, so that's something that we can do.